Hi, everybody. We haven't talked in a long time because we've been having too much fun.
Yeah, fun. Lots
So, the last thing we did that we showed you on an update was go to Santa Fe, wasn't it?
Indeed.
Okay. So, my cousin Kate invited us down kind of impromptu to go snowboarding. We took dogs to the dog park, and it happened to be some of like the most phenomenal sunsets we'd ever seen. Like
gorgeous.
ever in life.
And we went snowboarding with Kate at Ski Santa Fe. It was really awesome looking down on the desert from the top of the mountain.
12,000 feet at the peak. So this was like breathing heavy snowboarding.
Yeah, pretty high up there and super sunny conditions. Then we went out and had some delicious Mexican food.
Santa Fe is rich in history with the nuclear power field, so it was kind of something I really wanted to check out. There's a huge museum associated with that.
We learned a lot of history. There were a lot of ladies involved in the nuclear bomb project too, which was cool to read about.
Oh yeah, and all the babies born with just a P.O. box.
The beer at Bathtub Row, so only one section of housing had bathtubs during the building of the bomb, so we went to the brewery.
Totally secretive town. Look into it. It's really cool history. But leaving Santa Fe, we knew we were headed to Texas. And we wanted to hit up a border town so that we could get into Mexico and get a few
antibiotics.
Antibiotics and
Basically.
experience a little bit of Mexico. We weren't going to bring the RV. It was just going to be a quick day trip.
After we went to Del Rio, which was pretty uneventful other than a quick trip to Mexico, we headed to San Marcos and we ended up staying at Pecan Park, which is right on the San Marcos River, which was beautiful.
Stinky brew dog.
He loved the San Marcos River, which is about 70 degrees-ish year-round because it's spring-fed.
And Josh and Tessie lived there, and that's who we were visiting. Josh is a scientist for the river, basically. I mean, he's a endangered species conservation effort scientist. I'm probably wrong on that, but that's all the accolades I could think to attribute to him. And barbecue.
Barbecue.
Oh my God.
Barbecue. We ate tons of barbecue. And delicious tacos at Torchy's if you're ever in the Austin area. Barbecue was so good.
I miss your barbecue.
We got to go to a show at Green Hall. We saw the Peterson brothers, and we also got some margaritas afterwards. It was really tasty.
Hi, Josh, we love you, miss you.
Saw a lot of history and worked out because we were eating a ton of barbecue. The best barbecue was at Franklin's. We made some friends in line. It was a long wait. We were there for a few hours.
Drinking beer the whole time.
Hanging out in line. But
and we got a tour of the smoker afterwards. These are the no-stuff smokers that they use for the delicious food that we were using.
These post oak. And
we got an intimate tour. I mean, we got to be right there.
Yeah, we were right there.
So good. Texas didn't have just Josh and Tessie to visit. There was also Kai and Sam, another set of friends of ours from Navy Times.
Kai is a fire truck driver.
Yeah.
Kai is a fire truck driver.
Kai's a fire truck driver. So we got to go play around on the fire truck, Megan especially.
It was fun.
And Kai was firefighter of the year. What's up?
I wish I could be a firefighter, fire truck driver. Jaws of life. Those are heavy.
It's impressive. There's so much swag.
We got to play with the lights and the sirens. That was fun.
I didn't push any buttons. I was going to be having too much fun.
I didn't have any problem with that.
Even compare. You've got... And then the Q2's on them. There you go. And another one.
Oh man, it's just so, like, they have so much to do, and there's really only like 4 guys there, even less sometimes.
It was cool just getting a more intimate tour of all the bells and whistles. There's a lot going on in a fire truck.
They have to do so much and get to do so much with that truck.
We ended up in New Orleans on Mardi Gras.
I mean, it's a fun time here, right? But this is rough.
I mean, and this isn't even the bad part.
Right.
Bro, pick it up. You touched it with your hands, pick it up.
We had to go. We had to check it out. We were near. It was
cool to see.
It was our first experience with, open containers and Mardi Gras.
Madness of
The madness.
Bourbon Street. We had more fun the next day, eating our way through New Orleans. Tons of good suggestions from friends.
Not haunted availabilities to things, but it was also Ash Wednesday. So there were, the usual crazies.
It was insane outside the church.
But look, everyone's like chilling.
We'll just let you listen.
Oh, and then so many recommendations. Half the places we couldn't make it to, but we definitely ate like kings and drank like kings and queens throughout the city. If we went back, we'd probably do it a little differently. Get a spot downtown and hopefully a bunch of friends to help share that spot downtown. Let's do it.
The spot we stayed and hot tub
swanky lounge
right next to Odessa. So we made some cat friends. Then we headed off. We went through Mississippi. So this is pictures of Biloxi and their white sand beaches.
We didn't stop
In Mississippi, but we did stop at Pascagoula and got some crawdads.
Pascagoula
And a shrimp po' boy, and that made me really happy. And then we made it to visit Hannah. And
The
as
puppy
you
dogs
can
got
see,
along.
she is very pregnant. And we went playing with the puppies.
We had all kinds of great plans to hang out and brunches.
We're going to do
and
stuff. We're going to go to a food truck and beer festival.
Nuh-uh.
Hannah owes me.
Nope.
No,
we did
no,
not
she
get to
doesn't.
go to that because that bump right there, that's stirring. Like right
Yeah.
now in the video, Elena's like, nope, no, you done. I'm done baking. I want to come out, Mom.
And
So we went out to dinner and she just couldn't even sit down. She was so uncomfortable. And the next morning, we dropped off her
dropped
dog.
Leia.
And then we met baby Elena. She just had a baby. There were great plans that we were going to visit and have dinners and stuff like that. But, let's give her some time with the baby. Make friends.
Yeah.
So we headed off to Savannah.
And Savannah was awesome. And the first thing that I fell in love with in Savannah driving down the street is there's palm trees and then there's live oak trees everywhere. And they've got Spanish moss hanging off of them.
They're like canopies.
It's really cool. And they're everywhere all throughout the city. So down every street
They're so pretty.
There's so much shade. And I'm sure in the summer there,
It's
you
all
need
you
it.
could do to get out away from.
It was warm. Here we are. We've made it to the Atlantic Ocean. We went out to Tybee Island and got to see the Atlantic Ocean. And Brewer got to play a little while in the Atlantic Ocean.
Shh, that's not our dog. Nope.
He got to play until he found a whole bunch of dead jellyfish that you can see off to the right.
Yeah.
And he would not leave them alone. So Brewer didn't get to play anymore.
No.
He had to go home. And it goes straight to Fort Pulaski.
Pulaski.
Moat. And this is a fort from Civil War era. It was held by the Confederates, obviously, because we're in South Carolina. And they're like, oh, it's so far away from Tybee Island. It was like
Beachy Bowl.
It was almost a mile away from Tybee Island. Well, the Union Army had new cannons, rifled cannons. And they moved them in onto Tybee Island, and
So all this damage you see, anywhere that you see fallen brick in this fort.
it's from the rifled cannons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You can see where they were shooting them from.
That's where Megan's pointing there. At the time, there was no cannon that could actually make the distance, so the guys just hunkered down and said, go ahead, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Bad plan. They lost.
Yeah, and they've fixed up a lot of the fort, so it doesn't really look like what it did during the Civil War.
So
Yeah,
after the attack.
after the attack.
It was just there were ditches everywhere. There was piles of rubble. those mounds were actually where caretakers and farmers and anyone were living and
Yeah.
staying within.
And then they turned them into artillery storage areas.
The ancient push mower.
Civil War era.
Civil War era. Oh, it was a pusher. This is Megan inside the mounds. Mounds. It's so cool in there. It was like 60. Outside it was 80.
And they used oyster shells in building all these walls, so...
Man, if you just tripped into them, you'd get sliced up, though. They looked vicious.
After we visited Fort Pulaski, we rode around Savannah, which really isn't necessary. Bikes, I mean, if you're getting from point A to point B quickly, but it's still walkable.
Visited Service Brewing, where it's all veteran-owned, all veteran brewers, and this is their How Do You Serve wall. And look at that. Everybody.
Yeah. And then while in Savannah, we conquered our demon. And then after we conquered our demon, we went out for daiquiris. We met up with Brandon, who's one of my friends from college. Had drinks and pizza. Got a little drunk. And now we're in Charleston.
This is our current spot.
And this is where we've been hanging out. It's rainy and not very warm out right now. But when we got here, it was super nice. There's a couple lakes.
We're almost surrounded by this lake.
Yeah.
It's like a little park island thing. They got cool outdoor activities. What is it? Cornhole and
Yeah.
a picnic area.
There's lots of ducks.
Crazy looking ducks.
And we played some bocce ball.
This is the first time I ever played bocce ball.
And I won.
Megan is really good at bocce ball.
Brandon and I used to play a lot of bocce ball.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Eventually, though, I came back. I came roaring back. Found out the science to it. Get you next time. So we're going to get better about filming. This might be the 5th time I say that on camera. We're going to get better. We'll see. I mean, really, do you fault us for not taking too many pictures when we're just kind of going at it and doing our thing? We didn't know half these places were going to be as awesome as we thought they were going to be. So we'll just try to take more pictures and talk about them later. Meantime, you should come visit.
Yeah, Kate Morton's coming to visit. Where are you?
Yeah. I'm excited. We're going to go on adventures. Oh, next we're going to Florida.
To see another college roommate of mine. Seems to be a theme. College roommates and ex-former Navy.
Pretty much roommates.
Yeah.
Submarine roommates.
So, see you soon.
That's usually a not fun time. You get used to not being able to really hear anything, definitely not seeing anything, and not being able to feel much of anything.
Yeah, well, your gloves are like 3 sizes tall.
Those are actually mediums, and I'm lucky to have found those. You got more in now? Is that one?